Hello, my name is Charnice LeGrone, and I'm a student at Creston High School. I'm sitting here with, what's your name?
Raydale Bonneville.
Derek Johnson.
Sophie Rodriguez.
My name is Charnice LeGrone.
I'm Kenneth Kason.
This documentary is about should high school students have a say in their teacher evaluations.
Personally, I feel that students should have a say because as students deal with a lot of things that's going on that teachers don't know about, so I feel the interaction between teachers and students is a must because you will never know the outcome of what they actually need. So I feel that they should be able to tell how they feel about certain things.
That was even real.
And teacher evaluations because they want somebody who's not just going to come in there and just throw the work at them. They want somebody who's going to teach it to them and work with them when it comes down to it, when they really need the work done.
The student's the one that's being taught the stuff, so they would understand how to give a good answer to how the teachers teach them.
I think that students should have a say in teacher evaluations because sometimes the teachers do things that really aren't appropriate, or they may say things that can really offend a student, and I think students have a voice too. It's not just teachers, and we're the ones being taught. So if we had a say in how they're teaching us, then they could benefit a lot better.
Well, because we're the ones that's in there actually dealing with teachers, and we're the ones that have the most interaction with them from day to day. I'd probably say that we're probably the first one to ask about a teacher if you want to know something about them, because we're students and we deal with them every day.
Okay. Have you ever had an altercation or issue with any of your teachers where you wish you could evaluate them? If so, could you explain in detail? Yes, recently I had an altercation with one of my teachers. He said something that really offended me, and it offended my family too, my family background, and I told the principal, but they brushed it aside. They wouldn't really believe me because I was a student, and I wish that if I had more power to say what I felt about that situation.
Well, a lot of teachers teach differently, and if I could evaluate one of my teachers or have them be evaluated, it would just to show that not everyone learns the same, and that if they just taught it a little bit different so that everyone learned it in their own way, then it would be okay.
No, I really don't have a problem with any of my teachers because they actually teach us and actually try to help.
Well, yeah, my teacher determined that I was the problem, and this was last year in history class. She pretty much told me that if there's an interruption in class, I'm gonna assume it's you. So some kid was throwing paper clips at everybody, and then he hit somebody in the eye and got him hit in the eye, and they started bleeding. It was bad, and so she automatically said, "Oh, it's you, Kenneth. Come outside. I'm gonna talk to you about this, and I'm gonna call your father." And I was like, I'm like, it wasn't me, and so I ended up saying it's not me. I'm not going out there, and then I got in trouble over that. It was tragic.
Yes, actually, I have recently. There's been some situations where it's kind of it's work that I'm didn't know about how to do, or certain things that I'm trying to figure out that I couldn't get from them, and it's kind of the times that I wanted to go to them, they just kind of dishing it out. So it's kind of I ain't gonna be able to know what's going on if so I can't understand if it's just put in front of me without it being taught. So certain stuff like that.
What do you think the pros and cons would be if students were involved in evaluations?
The pros would be probably you'll hear more the voice of the student. The con would probably be either they won't take it seriously, or a kid who just isn't trying in class could paint a teacher negative light. I could have an E in the class and not try it, but then they evaluate me. I'll say, "Oh, he's a terrible teacher," but sometimes you don't know whose fault it is.
A pro would be students will have a say now in how they are being taught. And a con would be that some students may play around with it and try to get out the teachers that are actually trying to help them, but they don't like the way they teach because they're actually doing what they are told to do. So
A con would be they would try to get a teacher who's more fun than a teacher that's actually going to help them, instead of trying to get somebody who's going to try to make it better for them.
Well, I think a pro would be that they get a lot more done. A lot of positive things will come out of it because A con would be they didn't know how to do it. But a pro would be if a student does know how to do it and the teacher's not able to help him, it'll lack up for that con. So it'll kind of weigh out in a good way. So I feel that everything in class showed if it was, they actually got intervened with each other.
It probably opened the teachers' eyes, like make the teachers realize that they actually do need help, even though they've gone through college and everything.
Okay. Do you think high school students are mature enough to evaluate their teachers?
Most high school students, yes, they are, but some, I don't think they are ready. But most, I do believe they are.
To a certain extent. Yeah.
Some high school students are. Like, some seniors are more mature, but then some seniors aren't, and there's some freshmen who are mature, but then there's some freshmen who are not. So, to a certain extent, that I think they are mature.
Depends on the grade level and the mentality. I don't necessarily go by grades. I'll say the mentality because you got some freshmen that's more mature than the senior, and yeah, you got seniors that act like freshman level, and it's kind of like it depends on the nature that you in and how you think about things. So I mean, overall, I say yeah because it's this is that level where you should be thinking high, but it depends on the situations.
I believe some high school students, probably more in like the junior, senior class. I'm not saying sophomores and underclassmen ain't, or sophomores and freshmen ain't mature, but you'll probably be better off asking like kids who have more time in with those teachers.